Hi guys. So I was doing a lot of thinking today. Um, really starting from not the time I woke up, but the time from the time that I got dressed and went down to the barn this morning. And my oldest daughter surprised me down at the barn, and she said, "This morning I'm going to come with you," which isn't unusual. They like to tag along quite a bit now, especially since we have babies down there. And I'm milking every morning, and they love to help milk, and which they know how to do, by the way, which is amazing. Last year they kind of struggled with it, but they both know how to milk a goat now. And I'll get more into that in a minute. But so I was out there with her, and we were just spending time together. My youngest was still inside sleeping. She's always tends to sleep in a little late, so that wasn't unusual. So me and my oldest were just down at the barn together, playing with baby goats and milking. She helped me milk. She milked one side of the goat, I milked the other. We got that done. We were just having back and forth conversations, and then she observed that one of our goats, she said her nipples, which I guess the correct term would probably be teats, but she said her nipples aren't as saggy. Is it because, I think it's because she hasn't been pregnant, right, Mom? I was like, right, that's true. One of our grown goat does has never been pregnant. So her little udder is not there. And she just made that observation. And then a little while later, she said, "Oh, I see some birds. I think it's a male and a female, and they're mating." And she said, "It's the ones that came last year, and they like the sunflower seeds. Are they warblers?" I said, "No, those are goldfinches." And she said, "Oh yeah, goldfinches." And then again, before we left, she made another observation. She said, "Goats have eyes on either side of their head." She said, "So they can see in two directions at once. And I can't do that. But it's probably so, they can be really watchful in case a predator comes." I said, "That's right. They're prey animals. And that's the way they're built." She said, "Yeah, like horses." I was like, "Yeah, like horses." And I'm getting somewhere, guys. And then from this morning, that experience down at the barn, I didn't consciously or purposely do it, but throughout today, and it's getting close to dinner time now, throughout today, I made my own observations. And what I observed is my kids are learning so much through day-to-day life and through the freedom that they have by being here at home with me. I have only been homeschooling for a year now. I started last summer, and I've only been homeschooling for a year. And so I'm not a super experienced person to be dishing out advice or anything like that. But from all my reading and watching of other people's videos, and then now my own experience of a year, I know that as homeschool parents, we beat ourselves up a lot. Wondering, like, we just get really self-conscious and we start getting insecure, and are we doing enough? Are they learning enough? Especially when you cover all your subjects and you look at the clock and only an hour and a half has passed, and you're like, whoa, the public school kids are in school for 8 hours, and you just think about, oh wow, am I doing enough? Or at least for me, am I doing enough? Because we're just flying through this so quickly. And then I remind myself, I have 2 kids and blah, 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 but it's in the back of your mind always, or at least it is mine. Am I doing enough? Are they learning enough? Are we working hard enough? Is it hard enough? Because sometimes, it's so easy for them, and we're enjoying it so much that you wonder if you're doing enough. And I know logically that so much learning takes place outside of a book, outside of a classroom, outside of a pencil to paper. So much learning takes place with all those things too. My kids have learned tons through using workbooks and having writing assignments and reading together. they've learned so much through our little projects, that are intended to go along with what we're studying. So all that is really valuable, but they also learn, and I get to see for myself, logically it made sense, but now I get to see for myself how much they learn every day through observation and experiencing life, which all kids get to do, whether they're at school or not. So I'm not saying that, but I feel like they get to relax a little bit more and spend that time doing those things, since they aren't at school all day and then coming home tired, exhausted. We got dinner, we got dance class, we have things to do, and then the weekends are packed full of, let's do this fun thing. Oh, we got to go grocery shopping, and all those things that there's just so much more room to breathe. So yeah, and then outside the barn incident, or not an incident, but you know what I mean. This morning, I just started observing, and we did our unit study we've been working on with prehistory, and so we read our books, we did our math, we did handwriting. My youngest did handwriting, and then she hit a rough spot, and then part of this is being so innovative, like, too, and thinking on your feet, so to speak. But she hit a wall. She didn't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything, blah blah blah. Ooh, lighting. So then I came up with a thing: run around the house 3 times really fast, as fast as you can, and that got her in an instantly great mood. And then she was ready to do her handwriting, and then she wanted to do it again, except to run around the house 7 times before she did her reading. And then she came at it with such a good attitude, and I'm like, just a little movement, just running as hard as she could around the house was enough to just flip the switch. And then I felt so happy that I could figure that out and provide that for her, so she could focus and do the work, the little work that she needs to do, but she didn't want to do. She's getting fussy and things like that. And it was just another light bulb moment for me. I've had a light bulb day. Not that I haven't had those at all throughout this year, but I feel like as homeschool parents, we need to hang on to those for our hope and inspiration when we hit the rough days and we start doubting. We need days like those, and I just want to encourage others to hang on to that, and then take a day like that and start just observing what they're doing and what's working and what excites them, and then just see how much they are learning. After we were done with our more formal school stuff, they watched a dinosaur documentary, and then I asked them what it was about, and then my 8-year-old was able to tell me, and it was about sea dinosaurs. And then she gave me the 2 scientific names of these dinosaurs. I can't remember them, but she's spouting off dinosaur names and describing them, and then I'm having to pull out the book, and look them up. And she's right, and she's pronouncing them mostly right most of the time, and that's science, and she's doing it, and I'm so excited for that. And then after that, they wanted to go around the corner. There's some ponds. They wanted to go swimming. So physical education, continuing to practice skills. They swam. And then they caught frogs. They caught a frog that still had a little tail on it. They caught fish we'd never seen in the pond before. We saw minnows and goldfish there before, but we'd never seen, it looked like, I don't know what they were, a baby bluegill or something. They were that shape, but they were really small. Someone tell me what they are. And, we caught those. We discussed that. We picked black raspberries. And the kids know how to identify black raspberries from blackberries, which I didn't even know to do until a few years ago. I just thought, these little round blackberries are so much nicer to eat than these huge blackberries. And I didn't even care or know, but they know. They know now. and just making observations, having conversation. And then I just did a lot of reflection today on that, and I want to share it. And now I have to think of a title for this video because I'm not sure what the subject is, except hang on to the good moments and observe what your kids are doing, like what they're really doing and learning, and like have hope that you're doing the right thing, because today was one of those really validating days where I felt like I was doing the right thing. I really felt good about that today, and I wanted to share it and just give some hope, you know, out there for someone else when you hit a rough spot, because you need it sometimes. You need someone to tell you that it's okay and you're doing enough and they're learning, because I have needed that so many times in this first year, and I want to share that with y'all. So that's all, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.